Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell. We've got a fantastic show for you this glorious Sunday. And look who's joined us back from the desert of Las Vegas, Nevada. My man, Big Greg Mattson. What's up, buddy?
Happy Sunday. Hope it's been a great week for everybody. And a couple days in Vegas. Got ourselves ready for Survivor. A couple signups this year. So we'll get ready. We got week 0 coming up this week. And then before we know it, NFL week 1 will be here.
Man, it is, man. Let me say this. There are no more Saturdays without college football this year. So congratulations. We made it. And NFL, not far behind. We only have one more week of preseason, right? So, dude, you're right, man. Now, I've got to start the show with a quick story. All right, you ready for this? So 2 nights ago, Friday night, all right, our boy Randall Mims, his neighborhood, there's a rash of stolen cars, okay? In a pretty nice neighborhood, all right? 3 stolen cars in one night. They had a plan. They went after it, whatever. Anyways, so yesterday, obviously, the police are all over the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Talking to, people whose cars were stolen, other people who, might have Ring cameras, blah, 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 all that. So anyway, so I was pulled up to Randall's house, and there's police everywhere, and they're super nice, man, super great. And, they're just looking for help, of any videos or anything like that. So there were a couple of them walking, walking up to me and Randall and, asking if, we had any film or anything. And Randall did, and he was pulling that up. And one of the officers, I was wearing a gray Tennessee Vols sweatshirt yesterday. And the cop, here in Nashville, he goes, "Hey, man, is that a Vols shirt?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Are you sure you could spell car?" And I looked up and he had a Vanderbilt hat on. And I was like, dude, I started laughing. I said, "Football season's here." He goes, "Hell yeah, brother." Dude, it was awesome. And I started dying laughing, right? Because as soon as he said, I was like, dude, that was a well-placed joke. Did not expect the officer to fire off some trash talk, And he did it in a great way. So I had to give them a shout out, man. Mount Juliet Police doing a great job, dude. And I didn't get his name, but he was hilarious, man. I would give him a shout out for sure. That was a good one. All right, so let's take a look at how we did yesterday, and let's jump into the show here, man. So 3-2, solid. Ravens Cowboys over 36.5. We got it. Lions team total 17. That is why we play key numbers. Yankees Cardinals over 7.5. That absolutely mashed what we thought it would be. Max Fried, Sonny Gray. Runs everywhere, right? Browns Eagles, we lose this by a field goal. Oh, that one was brutal. And the Mariners Mets, that had no chance. So we lose those 2. Now, our man yesterday in the chat, he was telling you in the chat about playing a parlay. And look at this. He nailed it. This was on the show yesterday. He dropped this in Discord as well. And I know you see the second one. There's no green. Lerone, he ended up winning that fight on the UFC. Dude, returned $5 into $1,600 yesterday in the crew, in the chat, in the Discord. Absolutely smashed it. So I've got to give you a huge thank you on that one, because that's a massive way to start a Sunday, man. Greg, what do you think about that? Yeah, we might have lost. Yeah, I think we lost. There you go. You there?
There we go. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love to see that. And, there's something with UFC, you can find those kind of angles. And, I've got a buddy in Colorado that helps me with a lot of the capping. And, his goal is, I guess it's kind of like Survivor's goal, is get to a place and be able to hedge out if you get there at the end. And, I mean, what a great hit. What a fun one for the community. So congratulations for that.
Yeah, and understand anybody, that might be new or anything like that. Like, this was not me. Like, this was you, the crew. Like, that's why we say, man, like, please keep dropping them in, all the stuff that you got, right? Because, dude, that's a massive payout. Massive payout. So well done on that one. And thank you from everybody who ended up playing it. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's get to the picks. Greg, start us off. All right, what you got, bro?
Should be a fun Sunday. We're mixing it up a little bit. We've got some baseball today, and then we're going to preview a little bit of week 0 for college football. We will stay on the Blue Jays train. Obviously, we're getting Uvalde today. I understand that. However, Toronto, getaway day, Sunday. I like what they've been doing. Obviously, the Blue Jays have been great over the last few weeks. we'll stick with them here with pretty good value. Bouncing from yesterday, just like you had talked about, the over yesterday hits. We're going to jump right back on that again with the Yankees Cardinals. We'll take the over 9. I think this one can fly over. Both offenses doing damage. And if the Yankees can hit, I mean, we know everything else can fall in place for them. And last but not least, looking for the Padres with the plus money to get back even and get into that NL West first place spot again as they fell back to one game behind the Dodgers. We're looking at week 0 for college baseball, which, as you just said, believe it or not, it is 6 days away now. We are very close. Kansas State money line. I see them at a -3, -2.5 across the board. We'll keep it simple. We will take them straight up on the money line over Iowa State. And then fading my hometown boys from Stanford, we are going to take Hawaii on the money line. I like what they have to offer this year. Decent team coming back. And above all else, there's turmoil with Stanford. Obviously, Andrew Luck is now there and has some pull, but I mean, this team is in dire straits right now. It's been this way. The NIL situation is obviously not helping this team. And I also think that the week 1 having to travel like this to the islands, it's a big deal for Hawaii. It always is going to be, and especially week 0. So we will take the Rainbow Warriors in week 0.
Nice, man. Great job. And love the baseball. Also, college football. And, dude, I had to laugh. Our man Cyclone said K-State Greg. Really? Come on, man. He's an Iowa State guy. That's going to be a hell of a game. And I love that it's week 0 and not week 1. It's going to be great. And going off of Hawaii, bro, I feel you completely. Now, on this show, we've played the under in this game, but I might like Hawaii money line at -130 way more. Like, I'm with you on Stanford. Andrew Luck will do his thing, but you don't rebuild college Romes in one day. You just can't. It takes time. It just takes time. And with Stanford going to Hawaii, I don't care if they are in California. That's still a long flight. Greg could tell you about that one on his own. Look, I don't think Stanford's going to score a lot of points here. But I also think that they can muddy this game up. Now, Hawaii, I agree with you. I think Hawaii absolutely smashes, right? But, yeah, like I think the total, I think we got it under 67.5. Hawaii could win 40-7 and we easily clear. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see Hawaii going for over 50. You know what I mean? And I certainly don't see Stanford scoring a ton. I think Hawaii is a great play, and I think the under is a great play on that one as well. Wenzel said, morning, y'all. Morning, buddy. Good to see you, big dog. Liddy's going with Kansas run line -1.5. Okay. All right. So, Greg, those are your picks. Great job, man. Love it. Let me bring mine up here. Let's talk about them. So, 2 NFL games today. And we're going to break them down here in a minute. I'm just going to take the overs. Jaguars Saints over 40.5. Bills Bears over 40.5. Now, let me be honest with you. Studying these 2 games, look, man. I've got somewhat of an idea of what you're going to get in the first half. And look, Rick Funcannon Jr., my boy, he's been crushing these first half unders, man. And the first quarter plays, you got Jags -135. Yeah, I'm just going to roll the over on both of them. At minimum, let's try to get 1 out of 2. Let's go for 2 out of 2. You know what I mean? Again, it's the preseason, but we've been hitting these overs, man. It's been nice. Been real nice. Matty Boy said, I'll buy that half run for under 3 nickels. Raphael, shout out. Oh, Raphael, love him. All right, so we're going to go over 40.5 in both those games. Now, we got 4 in Major League Baseball. Rays and the Giants over 7.5. Look, we're going to talk more about this too. Great weather again. And I'm going to kind of play on Sundays because, yeah, Sundays in Major League Baseball, it's, last game of a series, travel day, blah, 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 all that, right? Like we know it. And today where, stars tend to sit. But I'm going to kind of play off some games that we haven't really seen overs. Like I think teams that have been absolutely dominating might sit some guys because they can. But teams that aren't dominating, they're going to play their guys. And I think that in these games with, totals of 8 or below, I like our shot. So we're going to go Rays Giants over 7.5. Mariners Mets over 8. I think the Mariners can absolutely mash tonight, and not that the Mets can't. Marlins and the Red Sox over 8. Love this one. And then the Rangers and the Blue Jays. I feel you, man. Go ahead and give me the 8 in this one, too. Yeah. So those are the 4 Major League Baseball, and then 2 in the NFL as well. Okay. Greg, let's jump to the NFL. You want to talk a little NFL preseason real quick?
Sure. Yeah,
all right. So man. So we got 2 games today. These times that you see are listed Central. I'm in Nashville. So 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 Central, Jaguars and the Saints. Jaguars 2.5-point favorite and a total of 40.5. And then we have the Bills and the Bears, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Bears -2.5, and again, a total of 40.5. Now, if you look at the depth charts of these games and what you're going to see. So here's Jacksonville, again, playing the Saints here. Really pay attention to the quarterback positions, right? Like, that's really what's going to drive it. Trevor Lawrence, Nick Mullins, your boy, John Walford, Seth Hennigan. Seth Hennigan sounds like an actor. New Orleans Saints depth chart. Now, the Saints have a real quarterback battle going on. The Jaguars do not. But Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shuck are battling for it. Now, Tyler Shuck's going to win this job. But you know what? That's why you play the game today. And even though it's preseason, ain't preseason for Spencer Rattler. Yeah, Addison Saints team receiving yards over 224. Absolutely love this play. This is a very smart play because these guys are playing for real. For real. Yeah, they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. I like it. So, all right, so that's game 1. Also, look at the depth chart here. Quarterback for the Saints. Only 3 dudes, right? So, yeah. The Bills, again, I mean, you know who they are. Josh Allen. Going to see a lot of Mitchell Trubisky and probably even more Mike White because Trubisky's pretty much settled in that number 2 spot, right? So you want to see what you got with Mike White, with Shane Buechele. Old Texas boy, right? All right, so that's the Bills. Chicago Bears depth chart. Again, Caleb Williams, your starter. No battle there, obviously. Tyson Badgett, Case Keenum, and Austin Reed. So those are the 4 depth charts. I'll bring it back to the odds here. And Greg, don't feel like you have to go deep. I mean, it's the friggin' preseason, right? But anything that you see, anything that stood out to you?
I mean, it just from the Bear graphic alone, that single shows you just the issues that are going to be going on with a team where you're number 1 and Spencer Rattler's battling and what's probably, like you said, going to be a loss for him eventually. I mean, These are guys that are not lighting up the scoreboard when it gets to the regular season. There's going to be, major issues in New Orleans this year. And, it's that question too of how hard do they go after it being the preseason, but these games do mean a little more to them because they have, a true competition going on. The Jags on the other side, like my boy Nick Mullins, hey, he's been formidable. He's been, useful in the right times. And hey, maybe today is his day to put up a little bit of some decent numbers. There's question marks across the entire board for this New Orleans team. I expect them to be in the basement, and I don't think I'm the only one that feels that way. On the other side too, if the Bills were at a less of a depth quarterback wise, I would really like them today. I do think Trubisky is good. He's experienced. He's played a lot of games. But again, I don't know after midway through the second quarter what we're really going to see. I mean, there's just question marks on the depth and really what the coaching staffs will do on this. And Chicago on the other side, obviously they're going to protect Williams always. That's going to be the goal. He is what they've built this franchise around. And I think, though, what you said with the first game, if there was a play for me at all, and there isn't, I'm not a big preseason guy. I just don't find the value and the angle for it. And that's okay. Everybody has their own spot. But I do lean the over, at least in the first half, if not the full game, for that Jaguars and Saints game. I do think, like you said, there will be competition. And as we go each week, there will be more exposure with the playbook. So I think that it probably does open up a shade more.
Yeah, it should. And what we've seen week 1, it was all points in the first half. Week 2, it's been points in the second half. And it took me a second, but I was sitting there thinking about it, and I was trying to figure out why, right? Like from a betting perspective, like How do we use, like, what are they doing? And then it hit me. After next week, there are going to be 1,440 players cut. Okay? Now, that happens every year. It's nothing new. But remember, man, like, these teams are cutting down from 90 players to 53, right? So you're going to have 1,440 players. But remember this, that when you're, an on-the-fence guy, you're not only trying to make that team, but you're putting up film for the other 31 teams in case that team cuts you. And coaches know that. They absolutely know that. So that's why we're seeing in the second halves of these games, the coaches are just letting it rip because they're like, dude, at least let these guys get something on film. There's no point.
You're an injury away from being another team's top commodity too. You might be third or fourth on one team just because somebody else stepped up or didn't get hurt, and another team you're an ACL or a twisted ankle away from suddenly being the number one guy or the quick number two.
Yeah. No, agreed. Like, the preseason doesn't matter, but it does. It's just every team is different. That's the takeaway, is that when you know these battles and you know who's out here, like, playing for real. And, Trevor Lawrence, he just got paid. He just became a multi-hundred millionaire again, this offseason. He ain't worried about a damn thing. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But I'm with you. Like, preseason, always be careful.
I think there is, though, certain positioning that can really – I'll use the Niners, for example. If you're telling me that game didn't matter to Jake Moody, then, you're crazy. It's different for a quarterback or a running back versus a kicker who this is his work. This is his chance to, prove it to the team, but also prove it to himself. A guy who's had a up and down career, and, if that's what he can take in for the season, knowing, I drilled a 63-yarder yesterday to finish, but that's got to give you some confidence. And later in the year, I've done it before. I just saw it happen a few weeks ago. It can carry over big time. Or a up and coming receiver or tight end, whatever it may be, a guy who makes one good play and realizes maybe I can do it in this league. And there is opportunity. Like you said, it's going to be difficult with so many guys getting cut, but at the same time, there's a game that is a revolving door with how these lineups can be. You're just you're one twisted spot away from being a guy again.
Yep. No, you are. You 100% are. Training camp competitions are wild because you look around and you're like, you see some positions and there's no battle at all. We know the starters are like good to go, and other ones, dude, it's life or death, man. It's life or death. I'll tell you what else is. That's hitting bombs, dog. All right, where are you going today? Shohei Ohtani plus 175. Mike Trout plus 260. Ketel Marte plus 300. Manny Machado plus 375. Vlad Guerrero plus 400. 4 out of 5 are West Coast here for you, Big Greg. In honor of you today. Who you like?
We'll go with Manny Machado today. I think the plus 375 is pretty good value. Glasnow is very hittable at times with that fastball. I think that there's good opportunity. It has been humid as can be out here. It was over 70% humidity out here yesterday, which is extremely high for the West Coast. Ball's carrying. I think it's a good opportunity outside for them to put up some runs. So we'll take Machado at the plus 375.
I like it, man. Machado's a good play today. It almost added – I wanted to add Tatis to this list too, but Machado's that dude. Look, I'm going to go Ketel Marte, man. I'm going to go plus 300. I think that they finish strong. I almost went Mike Trout. Now, that ain't a damn thing against Shohei, obviously, or Vlad, or Manny, right? All 5 of these dudes are live today, but I'm going to go Marte, man. Plus 300. Feels like a day for him, but, dude, Shohei or Trout, not bad plays. Not bad plays at all, my boy. All right, that's home runs. We'll get back to it. Drop in the chat who you like today to hit home runs and just your picks. Sid, drop it in. Cal Riley, home run today, plus 285. Love it. Yeah, that's a good call, man. Dan Clark, Freddie Freeman, great call. Great call. Yep. And we'll get into the historics. Freddie's at the top of the list, man. on the absolute top of the list today. Up board Freddie Freeman and Big Will Smith from Liddy going Dodger, baby. Let's go. Scott's going Cal. I like it. All right, let's jump into the weather. That song just makes me happy. All right, Phillies and the Nationals here. 85 degrees, feels like 90. No rain, 4 miles an hour blowing out. Wind, really, not much, but it's blowing in your favor. But this is great hitting weather. Great hitting weather today. If they were going to go off, they've got the opportunity to do it today. Marlins and the Red Sox, great. 87 degrees, feels like 88. No rain. 8.5 miles an hour and increasing, blowing directly out. I love the over in this game. Should be solid. Millsy said, great show. Y'all got to run. Thank you. Millsy, thank you. Have yourself a great Sunday, my friend. Braves and the Guardians. Oh. Everything we were saying the last two about how it was phenomenal, this is disgusting. 81 degrees, feels like 80. 15% rain, just enough to worry. And 10 miles an hour blowing in. I don't know if anybody is betting the Braves and Guardians game today. I have no clue what to expect from this one. Brewers and the Reds. Okay, so we had a question in the chat. If we're ready to take the Reds over the Brewers have won 14 straight games. Now, the Reds almost got them last night. The Brewers keep doing it. All right, temperature 85, feels like 86. Here's the problem. 53% rain. There's a pretty good chance this game didn't get played today. But, Greg, let me ask you this because it was brought up in the chat. Would you ride the Reds today money line against a 14-game winning streak?
There's a reason why I didn't bet this game today. I leaned the Reds, but I was told long ago, never try to catch a falling sword or get in the way of a winning streak, and I will not do that. We had the Brewers while I was in Vegas this week, and they're just finding ways to win. They're producing runs. If you watch them play, I mean, they do all the little things right. Their pitching's been keeping them in games, and their offense has been phenomenal lately. And it's not just from hitting home runs. It's guys getting runners over. Big runs start with small innings, and if you're able to produce one run at a time, it turns into more, and this team's done it on every angle. I like the Reds today. The number is crazy fishy, as you can see, but it gave me every reason in the world to lay off it.
Yeah, like, I'll say this. This is one of those games to where I would, whoever you like, I would play the money line. Again, understand, this game's probably going to get rained out. But if I were betting either team, I would bet the money line, and then I would ladder the run line. Because let me tell you, the Reds either lose this game or win by like 9 runs. Like, I don't see a 4-3 game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, like, if you're looking at run lines, 1.5, like, whichever way you're going, I would play the money line first. But if you're looking to do something, I would look to ladder. That's just my thoughts. Usually that's how I'm with you. I don't ever want to get in the way of a winning streak. But if I do, I'm going big. Because that's usually how it's done. Like, the Brewers could show up and sit everybody. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't know. Or they could take it unbelievably seriously and want to keep, like, I'm not in the clubhouse. I don't know. But, yeah, I'm with you. I don't try to get in the way of winning streaks because what you saw last night, weird things happen. Baseball's weird. You know what I mean? It's just, you open that door and you usually pay for it. White Sox and the Royals. Again, temperature 92. Feels like 95. 0% rain. 8.5 miles an hour blowing out. Great weather. We saw an explosion yesterday, and I think they could do it. Hey, Bibbo, not make me feel good. No. I like the bet. I'm just saying it's like it's just one of those things where, like, trust me, I'm not saying bet against the Brewers. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying whoever wins this game probably wins it by a few runs, right? That's all I'm saying. Yankees of the Cardinals, 94. Feels like 99. My God, the Midwest is going through it, man. No rain. 1 mile an hour blowing sideways. There could be a lot of runs in this game. It is hot as hell. There could be a lot of runs. Pirates and the Cubs, 81. Feels like 81. No rain. 8 miles an hour blowing in. I don't care if it was 30 miles blowing out. These teams aren't in it. They're just not in it. Diamondbacks to the Rockies. Temperature 88. Feels like 90. No rain. 4.5 miles an hour blowing right to left and then out. So solid. And you're on top of a mountain. Angels and the A's, 81. Feels like 82. No rain. 10 miles an hour blowing out. Great hitting weather. Like Mike Trout and all the A's have a great shot. Did you see Rooker's home run last night by chance? It was nice.
Yeah, it looked like me. Yeah, it felt like when I was at the driving range yesterday.
Yeah, dude, it was beautiful. It was one of those where like the form was perfect. It just gone. He crushed it, man. He got a hold of that thing. Raising the Giants. Look at this. 67 degrees. Feels like 63. No rain. Bro, 11 miles an hour out. 12.5 miles an hour out. 13 miles an hour out. Well, I like the order today. Now, I understand that park, even when it's blowing out, it's not the easiest hit home run. We don't need a lot of runs. I think we're going to get them out of these teams, man. I think we're going to get them. Now, what do you think about Padres and the Dodgers? 81 degrees. Feels like 83. No rain. 6.5 miles an hour blowing out. And finally, Mariners and the Mets. Temperature 79. Feels like 80. This one could get rained out. Might not. 25% is a weird, tough number to project. 25% in terms of precipitation. You see it up here, the conditions. It only looks rainy, mostly cloudy, right? So we're playing the over this one. Good, it's a low total. Just keep an eye there. But if the rain holds off, that's phenomenal because you're going to get all the humidity. So if this rain holds off, man, dude, yeah. Yeah, look. Thanks for shouting about UFC prop parlay. B, I'll try to give a good one every week. Please do. And thank you. That was massive, dude. $1,600. Oh, dude, that was awesome, man. Appreciate you big time. Father said I had Rook on Friday night to pay out 5. Yeah, you did. Oh my God, I know. And then hits one the next day. Oh, buddy, I felt for you, man. Oh, that's right. They are. That's right. Mariners and Mets are at Williamsport today. I forgot about that. Spell Dog, good call. Good freaking call, man. And that weather is for that too, by the way. So, yeah. That weather is for Williamsport. So, Mets fans playing that league game today. Yeah. Yeah, the weather's there. It's in Williamsport. But because it pulls it automatically. But I forgot that it was. Dude, that's cool, man. That's really cool. But yeah, the weather still stands. That's why you see like look at the Mariners and Mets. See it, 25% chance of rain, 80 degrees, blah, blah, blah. And then you see, well, the Yankees and the Cardinals is not New York. Anyways, that analogy and comparison didn't work. But yes, that is for the weather in Williamsport for sure, because it pulls it automatically from the league. So, all right, let's go over our picks one more time. Well, actually, no. Let's hit up the analytics. Then we will get to our picks again. All right, home runs. Take a look here. Look what you got, man. 3. Freddie's got 3. Marte's got 3. Casey Schmidt's got 2. Rowdy Tellez has 2. Max Muncy, Liddy's boy. Right there, Manny Machado's got 1. Joe Adele has 1. You got some names on this list, man. Schneider's got 1 for Toronto. Tommy Pham. Alec Baum. Go, man. Brendan Donovan. Solid. Spencer Steery's got 1 for sure. Okay. Take a look at hits. Again, man. Tel Marte, Freddie Freeman, Vlad Guerrero. I mean, dude, not only home runs, but they've got the hits as well. 354, 256, 417. Vlad is hitting 417. off Nathan Eovaldi, man. Max Muncy off Yu Darvish. Bo Bichette. You've seen a lot of Blue Jays right out of the gate, dude. George Springer. Man, all over the board. Alejandro Kirk got some hits here on Eovaldi. Man, a lot of Blue Jays against the Rangers on this list. Will Smith, you see it again. Mike Trout. Brent Rooker hitting 500 off your boy Soriano, man. Solid day. Michael Conforto. He's always on this list. Hitting streaks. Greg, your boy, Tyler Soderstrom, keeps getting the job done. 15 straight games with a hit. TJ Rowdy was on the mound yesterday. Michael Harris Jr., the Braves, 9 straight games with a hit. Juan Soto, 9 straight games with a hit. Miguel Andujar, 8 straight games. Andres Jimenez, 8 straight games. Chandler Simpson, 7 straight, man. William Contreras, 7 straight games with a hit. Trey Turner, 6 straight. Paul DeJong, Andy Diaz, Tyler Freeman, man. Francisco Lindor's 5 straight games with a hit. Ketel Marte, 5 straight. Giancarlo Stanton, 5 straight. Man, there's some names on here. If you're looking for player props, guys getting hits, these are your boys that are doing it. All right, last 7 games here. You can read the list, man. Christian Yelich went off. He's got 4 home runs his last 5 games, hitting 5-24. With 2 walks as well, man. Michael Harris Jr. hitting 500. He's got 3 home runs. Lindor hitting 458, man. Just talked about him. Andujar, 435. Alvarez, 353. Vinny Pasquantini's got 3 home runs. Zach Neto hit 375 his last 6 games. He's got 3 home runs. Shohei Ohtani at 316. Junior Caminero, he's got 3 home runs, hitting 292. And Hunter Goodman of the Rockies hitting 261. He's got 3 bombs as well. Okay. There we go. All right, Greg, let's get to the picks, my boy. One more time. Damn, we got a lot of slides. All right. There we go. Let it rip. What do you got?
Hey, as you just had spoken about it, we are on the Blue Jays. Like them today. Mentioned I a little bit of the fading Eovaldi train after how incredible he's been over the last month. But above all else, Blue Jays playing well. Offense has been just striking the ball all over the place. Yankees, Cardinals makes me feel even better now, seeing with that updated weather. I already like the over in this one. I really like the over in this one now. So it probably will end 1-0 or 2-1. But we will take our chances on the over 9. Love this one to get into double digits. I think both teams can put up their fair share of runs, and that weather is going to be nothing but brutal for everybody on the defensive side. Padres money line will be our final game of the day today. Hoping that Darvish is able to come back better outing this time out, and hoping that this Padres offense will continue to take off. We like Machado with that home run prop as well. And then with week 0, which is less than a week away now in college football, we are on Kansas State money line against Iowa State, and then we are taking the Hawaii Warriors over the Stanford Cardinals.
Nice job, my boy. Nice job. Flan. Brewers play the Cubs 5 times the next 4 days after day 2. Wow. All right, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. All right, that's good. Good info right there. All right, as for me, first 2 NFL games today. Jaguars Saints over 40.5. Bills Bears over 40.5. And remember, we have one more NFL game tomorrow night as well. And then 4 in Major League Baseball today. We go Rays Giants over 7.5. Going to go Mariners Mets over 8. Going to go Marlins Red Sox over 8. And then Rangers Blue Jays over 8 minus 115. Okay. Liddy, important information. AB, we missed your opinion on the best Pop-tart flavors the other day. All right. Number 1, s'mores. The s'mores Pop-tart is my absolute favorite. Number 2, strawberry icing. I absolutely love strawberries. I grew up. My dad is a strawberry fanatic, man, so we always had I've got a strawberry cake or strawberry something in the house, man. So strawberries there. Number 3, they have a Girl Scout one that is Thin Mints, and that's absolutely making the list for me. Throw those in the freezer. Good to go. And then number 4, Wild Berry. All right, with the frosting, you get the mix, all the berries. It's kind of like, Greg, did you ever eat Airheads, the candy?
I just ate some the other day with my daughter.
Attaboy. The white one, the mystery flavor?
Mystery.
Yeah. Ooh, Tim said hot fudge. Hot fudge is a good Pop-tart. Yes. That's a great one. Big Robert Bimbo gifted 5 DTL memberships. Robert, dude, thank you, man. Oh, you are the best, man. All of you guys, thank you so much. And welcome to the 5 new members. Welcome into the crew. Great to have you. Liddy said none of his favorites came up in our conversation. What did you guys have? Where did you guys go? Cyclone said, what was the purple Pop-tart? Oh, God, brown sugar cinnamon is phenomenal. Liddy, toasted or not toasted? Oh, toasted every time with butter. You put butter on yours, Greg?
Nope, but I was a strawberry for sure, 100%. I also enjoyed along the strawberry lines those mini toaster strudels that they.
Oh,
they had.
yeah,
those were delight with the icing on top you could put on.
Yeah, dude. When I was a kid, there were 2 things that made me think that you were a rich family in the neighborhood. If you had that right there, and if you had a glass basketball goal. If you had a glass basketball goal with the pole in the ground, dude, I thought you were, dude, Steve Jobs. Like, dude, I was like, this guy's rich. Sid, it's worth a shot, AB. Hell yeah.
That sounds good, Bibbo.
What's he got?
Fry a Pop-tart in a skillet.
No, I haven't, but like a toasted cheese. No. I'm going to try that today, though. Oh, man, I love it. I tell the UFC part lost badly. I guess it was it's probably mine. No, I would never. I don't know anything about the UFC, like enough to like start calling out bets for it. My wife does unfrosted, microwaved, and with butter. I'm seeking help for her, says Reed. Oh, my God. Oh, that's funny. All right. Greg, let's get into some headlines here. There's a couple things I want to talk about. Then we'll get out of here, let everybody start their weekend. But I want to have a little fun before we jump out, my boy. All right. Well, I don't know how much fun this one is, but I'm going to keep saying it. All right. Gary Klein of the LA Times. All right. Yesterday. Asked to confirm whether quarterback Matthew Stafford worked out as scheduled, a Rams official declined to comment and said Coach Sean McVay would address the situation on Monday. Folks, I am telling you, look, I love Matthew Stafford, and I'm pulling for the dude. And look, he's one of those guys. He's been around. He can jump in and play. He can play hurt. However, I'm just telling you, backs don't get better. You deal with them. All right. He ain't having spinal surgery out here, right? I would just say, if you are in fantasy or anything like that, or betting the Rams, I would just get yourself comfortable with their backup quarterback position. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying Stafford's like gonna, be out for the year or anything like that. What I'm saying is that there could be weeks where he's out for a week, back, plays 2 games, out for a week. Like, just be careful in all aspects. Greg, any thoughts that you have out there in California?
I mean, selfishly, it's from a Niners perspective, it's, a little whatever you want to take that as, but it's scary. I mean, I've had back issues, and from a pitching standpoint, and, similar in terms of pitching and being a quarterback, in terms of release and everything that goes with it. Mm-hmm. Your lower back takes all that strain. Your ribs, like Sanders, I talked to you a while ago, cracked some ribs just playing golf. I mean, the amount of time it's taking me to get back from that, let alone a guy who's a million times in better shape than me playing the quarterback position, ribs and obliques and backs and everything in that middle of your body where all the torque and strain comes is difficult. And it's a million times more in a sport where the guy gets to run you over and is 300 pounds. It's scary. It's definitely concerning. And you just don't know what's going to happen, because if you bring him back too early, you can make things worse, or if you baby it too much, then the season can disappear on you. So definitely a concern, especially out of, the background like this, where you're not getting any kind of true answer yet either.
Yep. And let me say, man, and I'm not speaking from experience because I haven't dealt with these debilitating injuries, but I've seen them. And when you're talking about a back or you're talking about a hip, they do not get better. unless, you have a hip replacement. And even then, and that's a mass, like, we're not even talking about that. But the biggest point is that, and what I'm getting at is with backs, with hips, and anybody that's dealt with it, and I'm not saying you played the NFL, this is just life, right? Bro, that thing can go at any moment. You're throwing a bag of trash out, you lean down, drop a soup can, you wake up and could be hurt. Again, I love Matthew Stafford, and I'm not saying that he's not playing week 1 normal and has, a Super Bowl winning year. He could do all of that, and I hope that he does. I love Matthew Stafford, and that dude, Addy, he took a beating in Detroit. I'm a huge Matthew Stafford guy, but I've seen this before, man, and I'm just telling you, we've been talking about this before the preseason started, and I'm going to bring it up again. Just if you got him in fantasy, if you got a Rams receivers, Rams running backs, right? Like dynasty, if you've got situations where you are very dependent on the Rams quarterback position, and again, Jimmy G, right? Solid. But I'm just bringing it up again, man. The beat reporters are picking up on this too now. Not that they haven't been covering it, but we're getting close. And this week is going to be massive. Just in turn, not even talking about, their final game. I'm just talking about the week of practice. That's way more important. So just keep an eye there. But I wanted to bring it up again because, this show is, we talk betting, we talk normal ball. Like, you don't have to be a sports bettor to get down in the show. You know what I'm saying? And then also fantasy, DFS, or just Rams fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, any aspect of this, when it's a back or it's a hip, for a quarterback, I think Stafford's 37, 38, somewhere around there. Again, not that that's old. I'm not saying that. But in the NFL, that's old. When you've been getting, the hell beaten out of you for 15 years, it adds up. It's the NFL. You know what I mean? So just be careful there. We'll cover it, as more information comes out. Okay, now, what I also want to do, and Greg, I'm so glad that you're here. All right. I wanted to just introduce what the Major League Baseball playoffs would look like right now. Okay. Nothing we have to take away from it. We'll talk about it in a second. But I just want to introduce just kind of where we sit, what we're looking at. And this is, a day previous, right? Took me a minute to get all this together. So the first 3 seeds in each league are division winners. The next 3 are wild card teams. So the 6 that are in the American League: Blue Jays, Tigers, Astros, Mariners, Red Sox, Yankees. Again, first 3 division winners. All right. Now in the hunt: Guardians, Rangers, Royals, Angels, Rays, Twins. Guardians, half a game back. Rangers, 3.5 games back, 4 games back. We've got a lot of time, and we don't have to take anything away from it, right? Like, I just wanted to just kind of reset where we're at in Major League Baseball, and we're looking. So this is the AL. We'll go over the National League. Same deal. First 3 teams, division winners. Next 3 wild card, and then you got in the hunt: Milwaukee Brewers, Phillies, Padres, the Cubs, the Dodgers, the Mets. In the hunt: Reds, Cardinals, Diamondbacks, Giants, Marlins, Braves. All right, Greg, you can take it anywhere you want. AL, NL, what do you see? And again, there doesn't have to be some huge takeaway from it, right? Like, I just kind of wanted to introduce, like, hey, we've got 40 games left. This is where we're at, and we'll start using these more and more. But AL, NL, anything that you saw, anything stands out?
I mean, there's a couple things, obviously, but you look at the Mets' decline here quickly. They've basically almost played themselves out of the playoffs at this point over the last, what has it been, 2 weeks or 3 weeks? It's been a free fall, 100%. You look at the right side of the board, though, when it's in the hunt, and I mean, quite frankly, do any of those teams feel like they have a formidable chance to, make some noise, let alone get to a World Series? I mean, massive questions for me across the board. Braves, obviously, the Marlins, the Giants, to me, are a complete not chance anymore. They've been falling, and I've just been disappointed with the moves they've made and the moves they didn't make. And can't say I'm shocked with it, but the Giants being 5 games back still, I think, is a is a big falsehood for anybody who has a thought on them being popular and a playoff chance. Cardinals, again, a team that, a bit up and down at times, but I have no faith with what that pitching staff can do. The Diamondbacks at times have looked pretty solid, but again, that offense has been so Jekyll and Hyde at times. You just don't know what you're getting. Brewers, to me, in the 1 seed, the only fear you have is, have they peaked 40 games too early? There's ups and downs, peaks and valleys in this thing, and it's not going to be all rainbows and unicorns this whole time. And there's 40 games left for this team to, battle. They've put themselves into a phenomenal position, but doesn't mean that the Dodgers and Padres and everybody else chasing aren't going to continue to battle. It will help the Brewers with the fact that the Padres and Dodgers will continue to play each other a little more. Obviously, they can just keep themselves kind of idle when they keep doing that. But I do have questions with a lot of teams. I mean, concerns across the board with what you've seen with almost every team. I mean, the Brewers, you could give them a pass right now because of what they've done, but there's still going to be issues with everyone. I mean, the Phillies a few weeks ago looked kind of all over the place as well. And the Dodgers have been up and down. The injury bug has been brutal, but end of the day, if I'm getting the Dodgers in a pretty decent position, especially if we get, as we get closer, we'll have a better lineup of where they're going to be physically. But I mean, you're looking at the Dodgers who probably get into a 3-4, maybe even closer seed there. And it's going to be hard to beat them again. If anything, these guys coming back, maybe in a better position after taking some time off. Obviously, you never want to be injured, but sometimes it's nice to have a little breather. You're not getting every inning and every single pitch underneath you. So see what happens. It's going to be interesting. In terms of the AL, it's just massive questions. Do the Tigers get knocked out in the first round, or do the Tigers win the World Series? They've looked like kind of both those teams at times, and having a true number one gives you that opportunity. On the other side, do the Blue Jays, to me, the Blue Jays do not feel like the 1 seed. The Blue Jays, they've been great. They've played well, but I just have always been skeptic on this team. Doesn't mean I don't think they're a great team, but at the same time, I wonder if they peaked too early as well. It's going to be interesting. We like the Red Sox in preseason. We talked about this. I like the Red Sox to win the East in the preseason. I like them to have a chance at the playoffs. And I still think they have that opportunity. The pitching staff's looking good. The offense has been pretty nice. And talk about one of the biggest home field advantages in Fenway. So it's going to be interesting. I could probably go for another 20 minutes on it, but I guess
not even interrupting.
That's really it. You could go all over it with it, but that's kind of my initial thoughts with 40 games left.
Yeah, what stuck out to me. All right, so look at the AL, then we'll throw it to the NL. Look at in the hunt. There's one team with a winning record. One. Look at the other side. There's one team with a winning record. And we have 2 teams that are 61 and 61. How weird is that? That are both 3.5 games back. It's top heavy with the 6. And you could say the 7th. Look at the 7th team. Half a game back in the NL, the Reds. Half a game back in the AL, the Guardians, right? So we're going to have a race there. But I think that, not that we're counting out the Rangers, the Royals. We're not counting out anybody. But I'm just saying that you got the Blue Jays who are 20 games over 500. There's a little bit of a difference there. So, yeah, that's it, man. There's no big, huge takeaway, but it's going to be fun. We got about 40 games left in Major League Baseball. So, dude, it's going to be solid, man. All right. I've got one more. Okay, so again, everyone knows I love USC. I love the Trojans now. I love UFC. I'm not knowledgeable enough to offer bets or I wouldn't do that to you because it wouldn't be genuine, and nobody wants that. But last night, okay, and I don't know how to pronounce. I think it's Prates after the win. Did you see what he did in the press conference, Greg?
I did not.
Our men celebrated in style. When you knock somebody out, all right, with the discus elbow coming around, there's only one way to celebrate that win when you're facing the media. And that's by lighting a cigarette. Your boy lit a cigarette at the post-fight presser.
That's a well-earned dart.
A very well-earned dart. Lit it right there in the building. Didn't give a damn. And you know what? Here's the best part. Who the hell's going to come say something to him?
It's one of my favorite parts of South Korean baseball is they have a smoking lounge in the players' dugout during the game.
During the game.
Yep.
Like your Bobby Valentine.
Hey, you got to just take a step out and kick something and fire one up.
Dude. Oh, yeah. Who's your boy for the Tigers? Sparky Anderson?
Oh, yeah. Heat rods just all day. He'd try to steal he'd have his cup of coffee and be blowing it out the side.
He reminded me of the dudes that go up to Hardee's at 5 a.m, right? Cigs inside. They don't give a damn. And I don't blame them. Yeah. Is that you?
That was maybe me Thursday morning.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. Oh, man. But I saw that last night, and I was dying laughing, man. And he was just cool and calm, like, yeah, I knocked him out. Might be my favorite UFC fighter now. I agree. So I got a kick out of that one, man. All right, let's jump to Saturday. We'll get out of here. I don't want to keep you guys too long on a Sunday. Let you enjoy it. I wanted to follow that up with a picture of me smoking, and they still will not let me put that graphic on any merch because they say I'm promoting smoking. You know, life would be easier if I could just get all these people the hell out of our way. And that's kind of what we're doing. The Milwaukee Brewers have currently won 14 straight games. Surprise, surprise. We rode the stat yesterday. It hit. Going with it today. Now, be careful because, again, honestly, I think that game's going to get rained out. But we'll see. We'll see. All right. Greg, hit your picks one more time real quick, and I'll do the same, and then we'll jump out of here, man. Let people enjoy their Sunday. My God, we have a lot of slides. It's going to be busy in the Discord after this. All right, Greg, what you got?
Major League Baseball Sunday. We are on the Blue Jays money line. We are on the over 9 or 8.5, depending on where you can find it, in the Yankees-Cardinals game. And we're taking the Padres at the plus money price. Week 0 coming up on Saturday. We're on Kansas State money line around minus 145 right now, 150, depending on where you get it. And then we're on Hawaii money line. I love the Rainbow Warriors on Saturday going against Stanford.
Boom. Nice job, my man. Nice job. All right. 6 plays for me today. 2 NFL. Jags Saints over 40.5. Bills Bears over 40.5. Major League Baseball. Rays Giants over 7.5. Mariners Mets over 8. Marlins and Red Sox over 8. And Rangers and Blue Jays over 8. At minus 115. All right, big dog, man. It's so good to see you again, man. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
My stress level was 0 in Vegas, and then now that I've gotten home and started looking at NFL Week 1 lines, I'm terrified of what Survivor's already turned into. So it's going to be interesting, but yeah, it's going to make NFL a little different for me this year with having some peace in here. We took 4 entries for Survivor, so it's going to be fun but wild, and definitely give you a different perspective. It'll get college baseball season here a lot quicker. Let's just say
it will. I got a feeling a lot of people are going to be taking the Broncos in Week 1.
You're looking at one of them most likely, and
yep.
I don't love it, but it also helps me get the Broncos out of the way Week 1. Not that I don't love them, but sophomore seasons are always questionable, and you just got to look at the spot and the value, and it's hard to go against it. Knowing you get money line too makes such a difference. You can get rid of the hook and 7 and everything else with it, and just like we like Hawaii Week 1 with the environment, the atmosphere, the same thing times even more with Denver and Mile High. It's brutal, and the NFL's a beast on its own. So my guess, and nothing's in yet, but we do like Denver Week 1 right now, and I'm thinking we're probably gonna, we'll have to go half and half. I can't go all 4 entries on Denver because we can't. You don't want to take that risk. You got to give yourself some options. But
no, and look, you're getting love in the chat here, Liddy and Addison. Liddy, where can we tell Greg Survivor picks? I want to publish pick strategy. Yeah, I like it. Like I like the thought. Let's have a Survivor pick. I 100% agree. What day we don't have to figure it out right now, but what day do you think would be best? Like if you look at an NFL week, right? It starts on Thursday. You have Thursday game, Sunday games, Monday game, right? So I don't know. We'll figure it out, but either Wednesday or Thursday.
I'm doing it with my proxy where we're doing it Saturdays. We have to entry. We did entry Saturday just in case anything changes. But yeah, I mean, we can talk about it Thursday, Fridays. I mean, the joy of it being money line is we don't have to stress over, where things. We're not worried about things moving too much unless it's injury related, really. So, the availability to talk about it is there. I'm not going to necessarily give out my play every week with it because we just don't know, especially if we get hopefully to a later position. I need to protect myself too. And, hopefully you enough people listen that, have some interest in it that may be involved in it too. It's a good and bad thing.
Can I solve that problem right now live?
Yeah.
Folks, join the crew here, DTL, because we can protect things behind a paywall and keep them from going public. And only the crew gets it. $5 a month. Look, we'll make you the $5. Don't worry about that. Scan the QR code right there. Come join the crew, $5 a month. Greg, we'll figure it out. Sounds like a good crew exclusive to me, my boy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm all for that. And yeah, Kirk, like you're saying, the goal is get to Thanksgiving. The real goal is get to Christmas and then start offloading pieces of this thing. The last thing I expect is to win it. The goal is to get into a position to make money and do it again next year. I'm as real and honest about this whole thing as it gets. So I don't think that, winning it is anything that you should be going in saying, I'm going to do it. I think you get your value, you find win in where the position is to cash out with some other people that want to get in and you go from there.
You do. A lot of people going to be taking the Broncos week 1 against the Titans. Broncos at home, rookie quarterback making his first start. The Titans weren't that good last year. So we'll keep an eye on that. Kyle, let's see. Kyle Siebert Audio. Do you keep Josh Allen or Derrick Henry in a keeper draft? I would keep Josh Allen. I mean, I'm not the fantasy expert because it's a different game. You know what I mean? Fantasy's different than Survivor. You know what I mean? Like, they're all different games. But, I mean, I'll throw it to you to answer it, right? Like, there's no way I'm getting rid of Josh Allen. Like, that dude's going to be an absolute monster throwing and running touchdowns. And Derrick Henry, now, man. Good old line. I'm telling you, we said it last year. People were saying, oh, Henry's getting older. He's not a human being. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you, Derrick Henry's not a normal human being. But you're going to split a lot of carries with Lamar and others. I don't know. Greg, what are your thoughts here? I mean, I say definitely Josh Allen. I defer to you on what to do with him.
Yeah, I'd say Josh Allen times 2 or 3 in terms of these two because Derrick Henry and Lamar kind of cancel each other out, taking more carries and the way that they use it. They're also protecting Henry more now after years and years and years of getting beat up in Tennessee. And then on top of that, if it was like an Aaron Rodgers or a let me think of somebody else that it would be like a Purdy, a guy that doesn't run a ton, that'd be one thing. But Josh Allen, when he can sniff the goal line, he's trying to run it in and score. He has no fear. He's bigger than half of the linebackers anyway. So he's got little safe. Yeah. So he's got no concern. I mean, you look at what his carries a game are, that tells you enough. He's let alone the fact that he's throwing for 300 yards. So I think that the fact that he has no fear with being a dual threat guy and not, he's not this massive RPO guy, but he's the guy who every time it's 3rd and short, you're going to let him run the thing.
Oh God, yeah. He honestly runs it every time on 1st down because 1st down kind of sets where you're at. 2nd and 8 or 2nd and 4. Huge difference, right? You want to know a secret about Derrick Henry that's been there his entire NFL career? Derrick Henry doesn't play on 3rd downs.
Yep.
Can't pass pro.
Yep.
Which is weird because he's a giant human being. But that's another issue with Derrick Henry as well, is that it was the same thing in Tennessee. He's not on the field on 3rd downs. He's on the field on 1st down. He's on the field on 2nd down. But they'll bring in a fullback or a different running back on 3rd down. Watch. I don't know what it is about his pass protection, but it's just not there. Ezekiel Elliott was one of the best I've ever seen in my life. That dude was elite at pass protection. Size. Yeah, exactly. Like it's weird, but Nick Saban's story about him in Alabama freshman years. Dude, you remember when they won the national championship and they're doing the interviews on the field after the game, and Saban and Derrick Henry are standing there. And the reporter asked Saban, she goes, he's a college kid. He just carried it 50 times in the national championship. And Saban got that smirk, and it just cut over to Henry, and he goes, ball ain't heavy. He could have got another 50 carry. He didn't give a damn. Yeah, Addison, good point. If Henry's in on third down, he might be passing the ball. In the red zone, 1,000,000%. And anywhere else, that's a good point. Yeah, it's the weird, Kyle. It's the weirdest thing I know, right? And look, I love everything about Derrick Henry. He's a phenomenal human being. He's one of the nicest people on the planet. That dude has done more charity work in Nashville in 5 years than I've seen people do in 20. Like, Derrick Henry is everything that you want out of a teammate and a person. But it's weird. You're totally right. Like, you would think his size alone. But no, man. Like, it's a skill. Well, Henry high school stats are the most ridiculous thing. Oh God, yeah. Kyle, I love him too. Yeah, he's awesome. I agree. You want to know another stat about Derrick Henry? He's the only human being in the history of planet Earth that has rushed for 2,000 yards in a high school season, rushed for 2,000 yards in a college season, rushed for 2,000 yards in the NFL. He's the only human being to ever walk the planet Earth to ever do that. How about that? Pretty solid.
Impressive.
Yeah. It's pretty solid. But it's weird. It's like, dude, there's something about pass protection. It's not that he's terrible. You know what I mean? But it's just there are guys that are better. And obviously third down, a very important down. So, coaches don't mess around with it. Jeff, hated to see him go, but glad they let him go somewhere else that can win Class. Absolutely. I was so glad. Like, I'm with you, Jeff. Like, we all didn't want him to go, but it was like, dude, save yourself. Yeah. Like, this is the Titanic, bro. Save yourself. And I love that the team did everything they could to not only make sure that he wasn't kind of stuck in this rebuild, but also went to a good team too. He wanted to go to Dallas. I still can't believe Jerry. Like, and Derrick Henry does not make a lot of money either, like, comparatively. You know what I mean? Ain't it for a team that really can't run the foot? It's just crazy. Oh, man. Well, look at the Pivot podcast. They had Saban on the body. I'm going to have to look that up. I haven't seen that. I'm going to have to look it up. But I know that Saban, obviously, he loves him. Oh, yeah, it is Ravens and Bills week 1. God bless. That's going to be a game, man. Kyle, the irony that the Bills play the Ravens. Yeah, right? Oh, that's going to be a – dude, that's good. Week 1's got some matchups, man. Nobody's going to be playing the Bills or Ravens in Survivor, Greg.
Better not. Good luck. Got a death wish.
A death wish indeed. Oh, my God, man. All right. We'll get out of here. Everybody, thank you so much, man. Cannot thank you all enough. Dude, this is awesome. I love it every day. All right. Enjoy your Sunday, whatever you're doing, whether you got big plans or no plans. That's what Sundays are for, man. Greg, it's good to see you, buddy. Thanks for jumping on, man.
Always. Thanks to you guys. Appreciate UAB. And, let's have a Sunday and get back to it again this week.
Indeed, my boy. All right, everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets. And we'll be live tomorrow, normal time, 10 a.m. Eastern. Have a wonderful Sunday. Thanks.
Who's got it better than us? No!